Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So what we're actually doing in tonight's video is actually replacing the fuse box cover with the new Cobb Redline carbon fiber cover. So I have the Redline intake, I have the Redline alternator cover here as well. Cobb's quality carbon is very, very nice. It has the nice plaque here, nice plaque there. So everything kind of flows very nicely. And they just released the fuse box cover over here. Now the one that I am running currently is by Revel GT. It's a really nice piece. It's actually real carbon fiber. It's very nice. I'll show you once I get it off. I'll show you underneath. You know, it's not just some overlay or anything. It just sticks right onto the factory fuse box cover. So it just kind of slips right over it. The weave is really nice. The coating on there is very nice. I've been really happy with it. But once I saw that Cobb released theirs, it was kind of one of those things, the OCD feeling that I had to have it. So I picked it up. I did end up selling this one, so don't ask, it's already sold, unfortunately, if you guys did want it. So let's go ahead, let's remove this. Now it's just double-sided tape, so I'm going to heat it up with the heat gun. I'm going to get some plastic pry tools underneath and kind of push it up, and hopefully I don't crack it. If I do crack it, I would be upset, but I think I'd be able to get it off nice and easy. So let's go ahead, let's take it off. It's really simple, and then we can go ahead and put the new one on. Alright, so here is the fuse box cover, the Revel GT one, off the car. Like I said, it's just the factory fuse box cover, and that goes right on top of it. It's just double-sided tape that sticks right on top. So I'm going to take my heat gun, heat it up underneath. I'm not going to heat up the carbon, heat it up on this side, and then get some of my pry tools, these plastic pry tools, stick it on the side, and hopefully it pops up. So let's go ahead, let's try to remove it. I'm going to heat it up a little bit, and hopefully we can take this off without any issues. Alright, so we got it off, no problem. As you can see underneath, real carbon, so it's not some overlay or anything like that. It's super light, super thin, so it's the real deal. It's not some chintzy overlay or anything. Here is the stock fuse box cover. You guys have seen these. Obviously, it's nothing crazy. It's just a piece of plastic. But let's go ahead, let's throw the Cobb one on. I'm going to clean this off first to make sure it gets good adhesion. And then we can go ahead and install it on the car and see how it looks. Alright guys, so it is actually a few days later. I had to wait for the new Cobb Redline cover to come in, and it just came in today. It is absolutely beautiful. The quality of this is definitely superior over the Revel GT one. This is much thicker. It just feels much more quality. It doesn't feel as chintzy. Plus it has the really nice Cobb Redline badge on there, just like the intake as well as the alternator cover here. So everything's going to flow really nicely. All of the weaves, as I mentioned, are all going the same way, so it's going to be a nice addition. Obviously this is very cosmetic. It serves no purpose other than just looking nice, but as you can see, I'm a fan of a few pieces of carbon fiber in the engine bay. So having something here really ties everything up, mainly because I have the intake here and the power steering cover there, as well as the fender shroud. So if we come over here, I have the battery cover, fender shroud, and then the fuse box cover. So it's 3 pieces on this side, 3 pieces on this side, and we got the alternator cover right in the middle. So it's a nice even flow. Everything looks really nice, and this is just the cherry on top. So I actually ended up sending off the Revel GT cover to the person who bought it. I put it up for sale on my Instagram, and it went very, very quickly, and I wanted to get it out. So that's why I filmed that a few days earlier, and I wanted to wait for this one to come in. But quality is fantastic, just like all the other pieces. So we're going to go ahead and get this on the car. Very, very simple. It comes with some double-sided tape here. It actually fits on the inside on that inside pattern there. It just goes right there, and then you just stick it right onto the cover. So very, very straightforward, very simple. It's not rocket science, so pretty self-explanatory install. But before we actually go ahead and put it on the car, I'm going to do something that I do with all my carbon fiber and everything else on the car, and that is ceramic coat it. For me, it's very important, especially with carbon fiber. in the engine bay where it creates heat. Things can yellow and fade and crack over time. But one really nice thing about Cobb, or their carbon fiber parts, is they actually use a special and more durable clear coat on their carbon, so it doesn't do that. But for me, I still like to ceramic coat it just to make it look this good at all times, and I won't have to worry about that down the road. I did notice one little blemish. You can see it right here. It's just in the clear coat. Kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see it's like a little smudge right there above my thumb. It's just on the surface. What I'm actually going to do is polish it out with some Jescar correcting compound. This is what I use on the car or anything that I have any blemishes on. It gets it out very, very quickly. So I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to go ahead and use some G-Technic CSL and XOV4, just like I use on the paint and everywhere else on the car. Let's go ahead and let's get this cleaned up first with some Jescar correcting compound, and then we can get to ceramic coating it. It is going to take a little bit of time since there is 3 different coats we have to do, and in between each coat is 2 hours, so it's going to be a little bit. I'm going to speed it up for you guys, obviously, for the video, so we'll go ahead and get that done and then get it on the car. I did it by hand. You don't need to apply that much pressure or get the machine out or anything like that, but it came out beautiful. The spot is completely gone, as you guys can see. I just wiped it down with some Geon Prep. There's some fingerprints still a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it down, get everything cleaned off, get all the oils off from the polish, and then we can go ahead and put the first layer on, which is G-Technic CSL. So it has been a full 2 hours, actually a little bit longer, 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. Now we're going to apply some EXO. I'm just about out, but it should be enough to be able to do this. I need to pick up some more, but that'll be enough to get this coated. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put the first coat on. I won't show you guys the second coat since it's going to be the same thing. All right, so let's get cracking on the first coat of XOV4. All right, so it is quite a few hours later. I got everything knocked out with the ceramic coating, so that is all cured. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the car. I'm not waiting the full 2 hours after the third coat, simply because, it's gonna be on the car, sit overnight, and it's gonna be totally fine. But now we're actually going to install it. I know this is a very simple install, but I figured I would show you since some people may be curious and everything, and might as well document it. But as you can see, the shape of the indent on the center here is the exact shape of the double-sided sticker, double-sided tape, whatever you want to call it. Same exact shape. So we're going to go ahead and actually flip it over, and you can see the shape on the inside, and it's going to match up perfectly with that shape in there. So we're going to go ahead, make sure this is clean on the inside. I'm just going to wipe this down real quick with some Geon Prep. Go ahead, stick that on there, and then peel off the backing, and we can go ahead and put it on the fuse box cover. So I'm going to take the fuse box cover and install it on the workbench just so it's a little bit easier, and I can show you guys right then and there of how to do it. Not that it's hard, but I'm also going to clean this up as well to make sure there's no dirt or anything like that. You can actually see the remnants of the double-sided tape from the Revel GT cover. For whatever reason, it kind of stained it, which is not a big deal. Obviously, it's going to be covered, but that's interesting. So let's go ahead. Let's clean the surfaces up on here and here. Put the double-sided tape on, and we can go ahead and install it on the car and see what it looks like. All right, so straightforward as you guys just saw. Literally just stick it right on. It's on the back of the stock fuse box cover. Everything fits very nicely. There's no weird gaps or anything like that. It's such a nice finish to an otherwise pretty boring fuse box cover. So let's go ahead, let's install it. Again, it's not rocket science here, but kind of do it on camera here. It's a little, so you want to put this side in first, make sure that clicks. And then we're just gonna push it down, lock it into place. And we're good. And there we go. Let's just do a quick wipe down to get rid of the fingerprints. And we are good to go. So now the fuse box cover flows perfectly with the alternator cover as well as the intake. To me, it's just about getting the full package, get everything matching as best as possible. And I'm really happy with that. I think it looks really clean. I do prefer this over the Revel GT one simply because it has a nice Cobb badge. It's got a little bit more definition to it with a little indent here as opposed to the Revel GT one, which was just flat. So yeah, that wraps up this install. Again, not rocket science, very, very simple. I got it directly from Cobb. So if you want to pick them up, I would definitely recommend doing that. I'm not sure how much they have currently. I know they went very quickly and I believe they got a few more in. That is when I snagged it. As soon as I saw it was available, I decided to pick it up and get rid of the other one. So if you are interested in picking one up, hit up Cobb's website and they can get you one, hopefully, as quick as they did for me. It came in about 4 days, I believe. I ordered it on Monday or Sunday or Monday of last week. And I already have it the same week, so it's been about 4 days. That completes the engine bay. I think it looks much cleaner. It has the matching badges and everything, so it looks really, really nice. But yeah, that wraps up this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all about anything in the engine bay or the new Cobb Redline fuse box cover, be sure to leave them in the comments below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.